Welcome back to Educator.com. This is QuickBooks lessons discussing analyzing financial data. The first thing we're going to talk about is understanding your business using reports. Now, many individuals as their sole proprietors or business owners, they have a different perception of their business, but without reports and graphs, they actually may not understand the details and the true situation of their business. And in fact, a lot of times it doesn't match the facts. You have a perception of your business that you're doing well, but you might not have all of the detailed facts. And so reports and utilizing the reports in QuickBooks can help enlighten the situation of your business so that you can actually focus on problem areas. Especially if your business isn't doing very well and you know it's not doing that well, you can actually run reports, find out what areas need improvement. You can actually see if you're selling certain products, you can actually run reports and identify those products or services that are not doing well, and then you can focus on improving those sales. QuickBooks lets us utilize reports in various fashions. It has standard reports and a lot of preset reports that give us the information that pull from all sources of our QuickBooks data. So it's a great help. QuickBooks also gives us a quick report. So on the fly, if you're in a vendor's situation or if you're in your check register, you can actually run quick reports directly on that particular vendor to find out a little bit more information and get some quick information so that you can utilize that information to make management decisions more appropriately. QuickBooks also has a graph function as well, so you can take your reports and graph them in graphs or pie charts so you can see your business in that manner as well. This lesson we're going to discuss and focus on the quick reports function, and we're going to be talking about creating quick reports in QuickBooks. Quick reports is the fastest way to see a report in QuickBooks, and it uses the data to create QuickBooks reports. They're pre-designed reports that give us information about the items you're currently viewing. And whenever we have a list, a register, or a form displayed, we can actually click on a button, a quick report button, to get more detailed information regarding that. So we want to talk about when to use a quick report. Suppose we're viewing a vendor list in the vendor center and we want to see a history of all transactions regarding that particular vendor to see where we're happening. So we can actually select that vendor's name, click on the quick report link at the top right of the window, and then we could see a report listing the information about the bills for that vendor. So we're going to see how that works. And in my QuickBooks, I'm going to go up to my vendor center and click on my vendor center icon. So now I have my vendor center up. And I can look down and see, let's choose a particular vendor here. For instance, let's look at Patent Hardware Supplies. So if you have Patent Hardware Supplies, you can choose them, or you can choose someone else that has, looks like that they might have some transactions to view. And in the reports from here, under the report section of the vendor, so here we have the vendor information that's highlighted. And on the right side of that vendor information is the reports for this vendor, and we can see that there's a quick link to the quick report. So if we click on the quick report, it'll pull up a quick report for this particular vendor. It gave it to us for a particular period of time. We can change that and say, well, let me look at it from a couple months prior, and I can change the date. I can do whatever I want, but it just kind of gives me some basic information for this vendor. It gives me some of the bills that we've had. It gives me actually a receipt of items that we purchased from them. I can look at the memo. If I go to the diamond bar that's in between each of these titles and labels, if I go to the diamond bar just to the right of the memo, I can make sure I have a T-bar there, click on it, and move it to the right and drag it open, and I can make the memo field a little larger so I can read what that memo might say. And here it is, we received items. It said received items and the bill to follow. And that was on the 5th of December. And so there it is. There's what we received. We can have a lot of different things. We can actually double click on it. We can drill into it a little bit later and see what happened with that vendor, but we'll get into that a little bit next. So